Good morning, everyone. I'm Amit Bouri. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the Global Impact Investing Network, or the GIIN for short, as we like to call it. And on behalf of the GIIN and our wonderful co-hosts for this great event, the Abraaj Group and Bank of America Merrill Lynch, let me be the first to welcome you for joining us here today. We have the great honor of welcoming so many leaders from around the world to come here together for this important conversation, scaling impact investing. We have an incredibly diverse group in the audience, and I just want to make sure that everyone appreciates what a special group we have here today. It's great to see so many familiar faces in the audience. The GIIN membership now includes over 250 organizations in 35 countries, and we have over half of our member organizations represented here today. And it's not just members from the East Coast of the United States, but we're welcoming folks from Africa, Europe, Latin America, and even as far as Australia. We have many new faces in the room, and it's so wonderful to have you here, and I extend a special welcome to all of you, and hope you find this conversation stimulating and that it encourages you to get more involved in impact investing and in our community. And I'd also like to give a warm shout out to the members of the media who are joining us here today. We're really thrilled to have all of you here. Now, this is a very special time to be in New York. Every year, the leaders of the world come here to talk about the most pressing issues facing the globe, and they literally bring traffic to a standstill for this important conversations that they have. 2 years ago, they launched the Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs for short. And these are important goals that set out to end poverty, to protect the planet, and to ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. Now, all of you in this room are helping to lay the groundwork for the market of tomorrow, the market that our children and our grandchildren will inherit. Now, that statement, that concept has always been important to me, and it's always been motivating for me, but this year it has special significance as I'm a new father. So, thank you. And I often think about the world that my 4-month-old Ayla will inherit, and what's my role in helping to shape that world. So I have the great pleasure of welcoming all of you, saying a few words about the evolution of impact investing, and then I'll introduce Arf Naqvi, the Group Chief Executive of the Abraaj Group, to share his remarks and to kick off the event. The impact investing market is at such an exciting point. There's so much evolution in the market and so much growth. This powerful practice of impact investing, of channeling investment capital to address social and environmental impact alongside financial return is really experiencing impressive growth. The term itself was coined exactly 10 years ago in 1 month, when a group of pioneering investors came together in Italy who had reflected work that had been going on for decades, but we're excited about building this into a global market. Now, much has happened since then. Impact investing has been moving from the margins to the mainstream, and we're seeing signs of that all around us. A growing number of major financial institutions, foundations, fund managers, and governments are recognizing the commercial and social and environmental opportunities afforded by impact investing. We have growing activity on 6 continents, in the global north and the global south, and across asset classes. We have growing client demand. Fund sizes are growing. We have growing attention from world leaders, government bodies, and the media. And we also have a growing base of research, highlighting everything from financial performance and benchmarking, as well as valuable case studies of effective impact investments in areas ranging from affordable housing, renewable energy, community investing, and microfinance. So right now, there's all this growth in all these ways, and we have an incredible opportunity. That opportunity is to build a just and sustainable world where everyone has come to understand the full power of investment capital as a sustainable force for good. To build a future where money does more than just generate more money. and to build investment portfolios that don't just count more money, but that make more money count. We must not miss this opportunity. We cannot afford to get this wrong. It's great that there's an increased understanding of social and environmental problems like climate change and global inequality. And that it's also great that it's beginning to surface that business as usual is not adequate. It's wonderful that more people are realizing that our historical reliance on government aid and philanthropy alone will be insufficient for the challenges that the world faces, and that the private sector has an important role to play. But that is not enough. We need more than greater awareness. We need more than greater understanding. We need greater progress, much more greater progress. We're not seeing the radical shift we need in order to reshape the capital markets and redirect investment towards some of the greatest challenges facing our world. We need much more capital working alongside government aid and private philanthropy. We have nowhere near the scale of capital required to match the scale of the need in the world today. So unless we, the leaders in this room, can change the way that investors allocate capital, that is, change business as usual to incorporate considerations of social impact and environmental impact alongside financial return, capital resources will be insufficient for addressing these kinds of challenges in any sustainable way. The world is facing a host of slow-motion crises that require sustained long-term investment. So if there's a single message that I hope you take away from the conversation today, it is this: business as usual is not enough. The challenges the world faces are very real, very powerful, and very urgent. So it is a critical time for investors, for all investors, not just those of you in this room, to look around them at the challenges facing their community and their environment, and to consider how they can deploy capital to generate these necessary long-term solutions. So the group here that we've gathered together today has an amazing opportunity to not just keep pace with the traditional capital markets, but to reinvent them entirely. The decisions that you and other leaders in the private sector and our colleagues around the world make today have the potential to shift attitudes, transform systems, and build the sustainable economy of the future. So imagine future generations who are able to live in an equitable society on a healthy and sustainable planet, thanks in no small part to the fact that investment capital has transformed into a global force for good. That is the potential of impact investing, and that is what we're here to talk about today. So I'd like to, again, thank all of you who have joined us here today. To all those GIIN members who've been part of our community and who've helped us do what we've been able to do to help build this market. To all those new faces who are interested and excited, and I encourage you to become more involved. To those members of the media who are helping to raise awareness of impact investing and bring it into public consciousness. And of course, to our co-hosts, the Abraaj Group and Bank of America Merrill Lynch. They're both forward-looking groups that have been really thinking about how they can play a role in changing business as usual. And the Abraaj Group has been leading the way in their work in healthcare and renewable energy. And Bank of America has been exploring how they can bring more impact investment products to their clients, which can be incredibly powerful and transformative. So with that, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce Arf Naqvi, the founder and group chief executive of the Abraaj Group. Arf is a dynamic and inspiring leader who's really been pioneering the integration of positive social impact and profit. And I'm really excited that he'll be able to share his passion with all of us. So please join me in welcoming Arf.